We were a good group, a tight group, they would call it. All
It's a wall hanging, yeah, it's kind of cute.
Larger painting that I did for my grandfather's photo. Right?
Appreciate that.
I like sharing what I know with other people.
Hi, thanks for coming today. Our names are Emma and Keira. Today is April 28th, 2026, and we are at Tuckerton Elementary School in New Jersey.
We are visiting Miss Valerie Vaughn as a part of Tuckerton Seaport. This is the Place Project. Thank you for joining us today. We have a few questions for you today.
Okay.
Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm Valerie Vaughn. I've lived in Tuckerton for 45 years, but I wasn't born here, but I love the area, and then as soon as I moved here, I learned all about the stories of the area, the history and the mystery and all kinds of tales that go on in New Jersey, South Jersey, Tuckerton. And as a musician, I just started to write some songs about it, especially to teach kids, through the music. That's kind of what my thing was, my idea was way back when.
Well, kind of going off that, where did you grow up and what was it like there?
Okay, I've come a full circle. I am a totally Jersey girl because I started out in New York City. My family were, you know about immigrants. My grandparents were from Italy, and my other grandmother was from Norway. And we lived in New York City for 10 years, and I didn't like it so much. And my cousins all moved to Jersey, and they all had backyards, and they all had, they could ride their bikes and things that we couldn't do in the city. And I was hoping and dreaming we could move, and when I was 10, we moved. And I just loved it. It was like a dream come true to come to New Jersey and live in the country, is what we called it, not the city. So that's my roots.
What about Tuckerton that made it feel like home to you?
Friendly people. So I started off going right to the schools. I worked here as one of my first jobs. I'm a musician who went to college, though, because they said, don't think you're going to be a rock star. So I went to college, and I became a social worker counselor. And so when I moved to Tuckerton, I came to Tuckerton Elementary to substitute at first. And then the principal at the time knew I was the musician, and I was doing children's fairy tale programs, also with stories. And he said, we could use you in our preschool. We don't have a music person there. I think, want to give it a try. You could be the music teacher for the preschool. And that was fabulous. So I did work here. I was a substitute. I worked there for a year or two in the preschool. And so it was just so friendly and easy. People thought, when you move all the way down South Jersey, that less opportunity and stuff. But I always was able to find some kind of job, and it always turned into singing, because I'm a social worker, so the second job I got was at Pinelands High School, and I was a counselor there, and I just started to write more of these songs because they took us camping and told us all the stories, so I would always write new songs for the camp out.
What do you like most about living in this area? Is there anything you dislike?
No, I really don't. I like the open feeling, the less traffic than up in Middle or North Jersey. I think there's a lot to do. I mean, we have the seaport. We can go down to Smithville. We can get to Philadelphia if you want to see a city. I don't go there so much. We can Cape May. I mean, there's so many places you can get to from here that are easy. Plus, you can just hang out here. Go to the bay, go to the ocean, real easy, 15 minutes away, really. We all have bays right here. So, yeah, I like it all, really.
Who or what inspires you to be a musician?
Well, I grew up in the 1960s. Did you hear about that? That was when folk music became popular music. It was on the radio. We had the pop stars of our time, and Taylor Swift is one of your main pop stars, and she knows about everything I'm telling you about, because it's music history. Folk music was pop music. It told the stories of the time. It was a lot of protest music, because we had a war then, the Vietnam War happening, and the singers were Bob Dylan and Joni Mitchell, and a lot of great musicians who are, truly renowned today. They wrote, the big difference was in the 1960s, if you were a singer and a guitar player, you wrote your own song. So when I was growing, that's when I was learning to play the guitar, and I learned from my family. I had guitars all over the house because my father played the guitar and my brother played guitar. And so when I was learning, I wanted to learn those songs. And and so I did, and I said, well, you're supposed to write your own songs, so I started writing songs right away.
How do you get started?
Well, let's take one of my most popular songs, Tucker's Island. You guys have heard that when I come? That's the story. Off of Tuckerton, there was a 6-mile island. I was just sitting in an office right after I moved here. You know, you sit in an office and you read a magazine because you're waiting. I was reading in Coast magazine the story of Tucker's Island. Wow, what's this story? And it was very, wow, I didn't know that happened. This is what happened. You get a wow moment. That happened here? Wow, that's like our own Atlantis, right? So I went home right then. You get kind of inspired. I went right home and wrote the song. And just sat at the table like this, thinking ideas. And it takes a little time. I like to call it word juggling. I'll write a lot of words down and think of words that rhyme with that. Think of the main idea of the story, and then just try to put that into lines. But it takes time.
Well, kind of going off of your folk music often tells stories. What kind of stories do you like to tell in your songs?
Everything and anything. So I started with fairy tales, right? And this whole idea happened because it happened right here in this school with the preschool kids. A 3-year-old. I used to, as a new person in the school, working with very little kids, I go, what am I going to do? I'm going to sing them songs, the Wheels on the Bus and all that. I'm going to do a little puppet show, and then I'll tell them stories like the 3 Little Pigs. And a 3-year-old boy said to me, but Miss, why don't you just sing us the story? You can sing, the story. Why don't you just sing it? So right there, I started doing, a long time ago, there were 3 little pigs. Let me tell you about what they did. And I started singing the song right there. And I went home and finished it. And then when I went back to the school, I had the full story.
If someone wanted to understand Tuckerton, which song should they listen to?
Well, there's a song that we did here 2 years ago with the chorus called Old Tuckerton, right? Were you in that group? And it says, it's a fun song that just kind of says all the things happening in Tuckerton, and we're having fun in Old Tuckerton. It mentions everything, that it was the 3rd port of entry. So I try to get information in a happy song. It was the 3rd port of entry around the 20th century, We got the decoys, come and see them in our new Bayman's Museum. We got to come up with these rhymes, And that's all in the song, and a whole bunch of other facts are in the song. about George Washington. You know, it's all in there.
Finally, what do you want people to understand about Tuckerton through your music?
Well, it's an important place. You know, it's the problem with Tuckerton and South Jersey and the Pinelands is up in North Jersey, or in the past, they always thought this was kind of a backwater place or a backwards place because the industry is clamming and living off the land, you know, in the days of old. And so the main thing I want people to know is it's a happening place. It's a place with a lot of smart people. It's an important place historically, and that's what I try to do with my songs, especially when I was a counselor at Pinelands High School. A lot of those kids, because it was like 1980, and the kids were saying, everybody makes fun of us and calls us Pineys, right? So part of my songs were, I wanted them to feel good about where they live, that we have these stories. Did you know about this? Did you know about that? And that's why I try to sing them the stories and say, this is a cool place. And eventually, now, it's Piney power. You know, it's good to be a Piney. It's, you know, people celebrate the Pinelands because it's protected. You know, the rest of the state's getting built up, but hopefully we'll always have open space in the Pinelands and this good lifestyle that we have here.
Is there anything else you would like to share with us?
Well, I'll share this. So as a musician, how do you guys get your music? Spotify? All right.
TV,
Spotify, YouTube. So I come from the days of CDs. Did you ever see one of these?
Yes.
All right, this is all my songs are on here. You've never seen one, huh?
Never seen one.
All right, so this is something you would put in a machine.
That?
Yeah.
I put that in the machine
Yeah.
to like put like movies on.
Movies too. Yes, that's called a DVD.
We have a lot of them.
Oh, good. So that's how I usually put music out. But now, with kids like you like things online. So that's why I'm starting to put my songs into books. And this is a fun little song all about the joy of summer. It even mentions Tuckerton's in here, Tuckerton Elementary. And the thing is, you can listen to the song through this.
The QR code.
Right? So you can get the whole song with a video and enjoy the song and sing along. So that's what I'm trying to do with all my songs now. Because you guys don't have CD players, right?
I don't know what a CD player is.
And here, I'll give you each one of these. The QR code is here. When you can do that. And that's for the one song, the summer song. But you'll see a picture of me with longer hair. If you click that, you'll get all the songs. You get onto my, my YouTube page, and all the songs are there.
You actually popped up on my For You page the other day.
Did I?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
Well, those are all of our questions for today. Thank you so much for meeting with us.
It was really nice getting to know you and hear more about your connection with Tuckerton, New Jersey.
Thank you, girls. It's always nice to see you, for sure.